Good afternoon. My name is Donna Feazell, and I'm your host of Afternoon Drive Home on IC Radio. We are your source for news and entertainment. You can also find us on television, channel 182, on Charter Communications, which is in North Alabama, as well as Abundant TV, which is found on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. Some folks have been getting the flu. It's been going around like crazy in our area, and I've heard all around the nation as well, or in the world as well. So I found some tips, and this is from a website. I really admire the site. It's webmd.com. They're not afraid to give you home remedies and that kind of thing. So webmd.com, and there are 9 tips to help ease the flu symptoms. So I'm going to go ahead and share some of those with you today. I'll run through those and then we're going to describe them, okay? So you might want to hold on to this particular show in case you're one of the folks who gets the flu this year. Number 1, stay home and get plenty of rest. So that's typical. We've heard that all our lives. Number 2, drink plenty of fluids. We've all heard that. These are things you also need to be doing before you get the flu. Okay, number 3, treat aches and fever. Number 4, take care of the cough. Yes. And number 4, take care of your cough. Number 5, sit in a steamy bathroom. Number 6, run the humidifier. 7, try a lunch. Number 8, get salty. That one I can't wait to find out. What does that mean, get salty? And then ask for an antiviral. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. If you or someone in the house has the flu right here, there's no cure, but there are some natural ways. That's what I like about webmd.com. There are some natural ways to ease your symptoms and give some of these a try today. Okay, number 1, stay home and get plenty of rest. I know you've got things to do. Husbands and wives both clean, both cook, both do all kinds of things in the house. I can't take a vacation. I can't. Well, you gotta, okay? And you gotta think about that. I know it sounds selfish, but it's not. When you take some time off to get plenty of rest, you're also helping the rest of the family, okay? Mind your flu manners, okay? On the first day you have symptoms, you need to call your work or your school and tell them you won't be coming in for a few days. You're sick and very contagious. And believe me, you're doing everybody else a favor too. Stay home. Take advantage of downtime and give your body some much needed rest. Curl up on the couch, spend some time reading. That's always a good thing to do. It's keeping the mind active. Watching DVDs or just catnapping while the body battles the virus. That's something you really got to do. Number 2, drink plenty of fluids. Yes, make sure you do that. Make sure you get more liquids. It doesn't all have to be water. You can do fruit juices, sports drinks, broth-based soups. Anything like chicken noodle soup is going to taste good at any time. And if you're sick, that's about the only thing that's going to taste good. Those also count. They keep your respiratory system hydrated and help turn that nasty thick mucus into a thin liquid you can cough up and you can spit that out. That's good. If it builds up in your lungs, it could lead to an infection. That's why, like we didn't go to church Sunday. Several folks had the flu, and I have asthma. So, I'm no good to anybody if I get asthma. So you have to kind of do things preventive, like things you don't want to do, and that's one of them. Now, I also wanted to mention this. You want to stay hydrated. I've been told by several folks who are in the food industry who have told me that drinking coffee, I love coffee. I run around with a cup of coffee in my hand all the time, as if you couldn't already see that happening. But for every cup of coffee you drink, you got to drink 3 cups of water to keep from getting hydrated. Yeah, so think about that as well. If you're a coffee drinker like I am, you need to go ahead and start drinking that water now. Number 3, you need to treat aches and fever. You got the fever? That's because your body has turned up the heat to fight off the flu virus. That's what that all means in one nutshell. You may want to treat it if you are uncomfortable or if you have any of the aches that come with it with over-counter medications. Ibuprofen is good. Just make sure that these are things that you are not allergic to. Ask your doctor which is right for you. Never give aspirin to anyone younger than 19, as it is linked to a condition called Reye's syndrome. It's a serious illness that can really damage the brain and the liver, so be really careful about that. Okay, Take care of your cough. Over-the-counter treatments can calm your hack. So try an expectorant, which turns mucus into liquid so you can cough it up. I'm not being gross here. I'm just telling you the brass tacks on all this kind of stuff. We want you well, okay? I don't want you sick. Don't give over-the-counter cough or cold medicine to children under 4. Now, some other things you can do if you can't get out to get, you don't want to give everybody else your flu virus. If you've got honey at home, you need to find a local honey producer, okay? A local beekeeper, because it has all of the things that are in our area that can help you with coughing, congestion, that kind of thing. But I'll tell you a good tonic. This is really good. So what you want to do is some water and some apple cider. And you get the kind that has the mother in it. And there are store brands that you can get from Albertville Foodland Plus. It's just as good as the Bragg's. So get some of that. You want to get a couple of teaspoons and put it in a small little juice glass. Put some water in it. Get about at least a half teaspoon of honey. A full teaspoon would be even better. Put a little cayenne pepper. Now, when I say a little, I'm talking a pinch. Now, I could probably go with a tablespoon of cayenne. It wouldn't be, because I was raised around heat, so it wouldn't hurt me. But the more cayenne pepper that you can stand, the better it is for that cough, okay? And I keep forgetting that, and here I am telling you about it. So I got to remember that myself. But a touch of cayenne pepper, try a touch. See if that's too much. Put another little drop touch in there too. But cayenne pepper is good for you. And I'll tell you something else. That is, if you have a summertime flu or virus, any of your fresh hot peppers are good for that as well. Okay, number 5, sit in a steamy bathroom. So if you're still stuffed up, sit in the bathroom with the door closed. Let the shower run hot until the room just fills with moist steam. And sit away from the water to avoid burns. But get that hotter, get it going like super, super hot. And I'll tell you something else I like to do too, is take salt baths. And you don't have to get anything real expensive. But I do tell you something I do keep, and it winds up not being expensive at all. And that's if you use some of the little drops. If you got anything like that's eucalyptus is really good. And I'll tell you, I keep talking about all these little drops you can use like lemon. Anything with lemon in it is real good too. So put some of that in a steamy bath. Now I'm talking about just sitting in the bathroom, but get some salt water. Epsom salts works just as good as anything else. Put about a cup into your bath water and just sit in it. Now keep the water kind of hot. Now not enough where it's going to burn you or anything like that, but keep running water in there, your hot water. And that'll help you out as well. Run the humidifier. That's number 6. So let's keep that going. If the air in your house is dry, a mist humidifier or a vaporizer can moisten it to help ease the congestion and your coughs. Again, you want to get that going because you got to think about your lungs. You don't want to wind up with pneumonia, and then on the dehydrator somewhere in a hospital. Don't use warm mist because it can promote the growth of bacteria and molds. And then let's go over that again, okay? Because again, you got to worry about the, molds and stuff like that in your house. If the air in your house is dry, a mist humidifier or vaporizer can moisten it to help ease congestion and coughs. Don't use a warm mist because it can promote the growth of bacteria and molds. And also make sure to keep the device clean to prevent mold and development. When I had COVID, I've got asthma, so I had to use a breathing machine doing that. So we had to keep it cleaned. Don't use any chemical cleaners or anything like that. I would just soak mine in white vinegar. Maybe put a little water in there too. And soak it and make sure you dry it up really good before you use it the next day. Now I wound up, Phil bought me an extra piece, a little extra mouthpiece. So I was able to clean one, let it thoroughly dry, and then the next day I would use the other one, and then we would Phil would actually clean it up for me. And so again, you want to make sure that you're using it properly. You can buy the breathing treatments. Now they make you a little dizzy. Of course, it could have been COVID too, but they will make you just a little bit dizzy. So, be careful there. Okay, try a lozenge. Sucking or soothing lozenges will help moist and coat a scratchy throat. Can also quiet that cough. And another thing you can think about too is that honey. Get some local honey, and take some of that off and on. There's a reason they put honey in cough drops, and that's because honey is really good for you. Okay, number 8, get salty. This is what I wanted to know about. Get salty. Okay, here we go. The saline nose drops or sprays are available over the counter at any drug or grocery store, and they work. They're safe even for kids. Put several drops into one nostril and gently blow the mucus and saline out. Repeat this process on the other side until both are unblocked. That can help you a whole lot. Absolutely. What gets me started coughing, it feels almost like grit or something in your throat. And it's just this flu stuff trying to come out. And if you'll do something like this, use the lozenges, honey. I keep talking about honey over and over again. And by the way, the honey and the vinegar, the apple cider vinegar, all those things, you can't take too much of that, okay? I would do it 3 or 4 times a day, and it's really going to help, not just once a day. Now, we do this every single day. Every morning with our breakfast, we do the honey and the vinegar and the water. Okay, now we talked about getting salty, and it's actually good for you, and I'm keeping up with my times. You know how I am. I'll start talking to you, and I'll forget what time it is. Ask for an antiviral. Now, you can take these drugs as soon as symptoms start. They can lessen and shorten the flu, so call the doctor if you have any signs of the flu, and if you're at a higher risk for complications. That includes people who are over age 65 and older, or those younger than 2 years of age. It also includes those with certain chronic conditions, including problems with your lungs, your heart, kidney, liver, or a weak immune system. Now, Native Americans and Alaskan Natives are also at higher risk for complications. And also, the CDC recommends several different things as well. There are particular drugs. Relenza, you hear the commercials on TV with that all the time. Now, the drugs work best when you get them within 48 hours of the first symptoms. Don't do like I do and drag it out. I'm always thinking, oh, I'll be okay in just a few minutes, and then he'll touch my face and go, whoa, man, what's wrong with you? And so you do as I say, not as I do. Really do get something taken. Take care of this as the early onset of this develops. This may shorten the time you're sick and make your symptoms milder if you take the medicine early on. Now, some you take for 5 days, and for the newer one, it's a Flexa. It's just a single dose. But now, really be careful with these medications, okay? Tamiflu, a lot of folks take that. It's also helped prevent the flu in someone who has been exposed. So if I get the flu, Phil needs to start taking something right away. Also call the doctor if you have any of the following symptoms. If you have an earache or drainage from your ear, if you have pain in your face or forehead along with thick yellow or green mucus for more than a week, you need to also call the doctor. If you have a temperature of 100.4 Fahrenheit or higher in an infant less than 3 months of age. Now, temperature higher for 102 F in older children or adults. If you got hoarseness, you got a sore throat or a cough that just won't go away. If you've been wheezing, you need to go check out the doctor. Also, shortness of breath. If you start vomiting, you need to go ahead and talk to the doctor. Symptoms that get worse or just simply won't go away. Again, do as I say, not as I do, okay? Call 911 if you have trouble breathing or increased shortness of breath. If you have chest pain, confusion, seizure. I'm hearing a lot of little babies are having seizures with this flu. Fainting, extreme fuzziness in a baby, or if they have trouble walking. And don't bother to ask for antibiotics. They only work against infections called bacteria. The flu is a viral infection. And be totally truthful with your doctor with this as well, okay? Answer all the questions. If you're allergic to something, it wouldn't hurt to keep something in your phone of anything you might be allergic to, or maybe even medications that you're taking. And what we did for Mother, I took a picture of the medication she's taking and what she's allergic to, and that's stored in her phone. So think about that. If nothing else, get a piece of paper and put it in your billfold. Because if you're not feeling good, you just don't feel like answering questions, especially if you're going by yourself. So go ahead and do that. Okay, we're going to have Lamone's. At Lamone's Mexican Restaurant, located in Henniger, Alabama, and voted Best Mexican Restaurant of DeKalb County, Alabama 2020, we're here to serve you with authentic Mexican cuisine. Order easily online by going to lamonsmex.com or call 256-657-3999 to place your order. We're open Sunday through Thursday 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. and Friday and Saturday 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Whether you're celebrating a cozy date night for two or a celebration for a crowd, at Lamone's you'll love our atmosphere and friendly servers. Thank you for dining with Lamone's Mexican Restaurant. Jeff McCurdy of the McCurdy Law Firm has been a public service of this area for over 10 years. McCurdy, a member of the Henniger City Council, serves as prosecutor for the town of Sylvania and was named public defender for the city of Rainsville. The McCurdy Law Firm is located at 17326 Alabama Highway 75 in Henniger to better represent his Jackson and DeKalb County clients. If you need to be represented by a true public servant with proven success, call Jeff at 256-996-8701 or send a private email to mccurdylawfirm@gmail.com. No representation is made that the legal services performed is greater than the legal services performed by other lawyers. At Liberty Bank, we're all about community, whether it's to help with a charity fundraiser or help families in need. Toys at Christmas or a local football team, we're here for you. You see, we realize the importance of family. Sometimes it's to build a new home or necessary home repairs. We're here for you. If you like the feel of a small town bank with all the conveniences of a big city bank, we're here to serve you. You will find us at any of our convenient locations in DeKalb, Marshall, Etowah, and Blount counties in North Alabama. You can call and speak with any of our friendly staff at 256-659-2175 or check us out on the web at libertybankal.com. And thank you for your support of our community. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender. Good afternoon. We're back. My name is Donna Feazell, and I'm your host of Afternoon Drive Home on IC Radio. We're in the town of Geraldine, Alabama. I don't know if you've ever heard of Geraldine before, but we're in North Alabama, kind of halfway between Huntsville, and then you've got Chattanooga up north of us, and then you also have beautiful Bridgeport, Alabama, which is right there at the Tennessee state line. And then we go into Atlanta is close by, and so is the Anniston area, and so is Birmingham. So we're just kind of like in the center of everything, and we like that. It's a great place to raise kids as well. You can find us on Charter Communications, which is on channel 182 Charter. You can also find us on Abundant TV, which is found on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. You know what makes me cough? I'll have to tell you what makes me cough. Thinking about somebody coughing makes me want to cough. I don't know what my issue is with coughing. It's ever since I've had COVID and the asthma that I have. So I don't like to cough. So I found this really good article right here, and it's on webmd.com. Webmd.com. So we're going to go through it's kind of like a side little slideshow of tips for calming your cough. There's nothing worse than, and I promise you, I can have like no symptoms of coughing whatsoever, get into a quiet area, like at a funeral or a wedding or something like that. For some reason, I want to cough. So let's go ahead and talk about this. What can you do? Okay, this is why we cough. It's what you do when something bugs your throat. Whether that's dust or postnasal drip. It also helps clear your lungs and your windpipe. That's why those folks who have asthma tend to cough a lot more than other folks do. However, this can also lead to inflammation of the cells lining the upper airways. Many coughs, like those from cold and flu, will go away on their own. And if yours comes from a more serious medical condition, you need to treat it, treat the cause. Now, whatever the reason, there are ways to feel better. And I've been talked about this in the first part of the show. Home treatments is what I like to do. And honey is one of those home treatments. I like honey so much that we are now beekeepers. We have 2 hives right now, but we're going to have a total of 10 hives. That tells you how much I love honey. The reason why is because I keep selling it as soon as the bees do their thing. But anyway, okay, home treatments. One of those things, like we discussed earlier on the previous show, is drink plenty of fluids or use a cool mist humidifier or vaporizer, and that soothes the irritated throat and also loosens that mucus. Have a little honey before you go to bed. Studies have shown the sweet stuff can help ease a cough. Yeah. Don't give honey to children under 12 months, though. You may want to try over-the-counter remedies that also contain, I'm going to differ with that a little bit. I think giving them a little bit would be just fine. As a matter of fact, that's what I used to do to Brad, and he's still around. You may want to try over-the-counter remedies that also contain soothing agents such as aloe or menthol. So that's one good way. You may want to try natural over-the-counter products that contain very low doses of aspirin. Now, when it's applied to inflamed tissues caused by an upper respiratory infection, it also helps reduce the symptoms of the sore throat. So that's your number 1 and number 2. So let's go on ahead and talk about number 3. How can you calm a wet cough? Okay, so if it's hard to get the mucus out or if it's thick, look for medicine that says expectorant. Let me spell that for you. This word you need to make sure you keep around. expectorant. That loosens the gunk to help you get rid of it. So if you're having postnasal drip with lots of juicy mucus, you may do better with a medicine that dries you up, maybe like Sudafed, something like that. If you have cough with fever or shortness of breath, make sure you call the doctor. Also check with them before you use cough medicine for a serious condition like emphysema, pneumonia, chronic bronchitis, or asthma. Don't give cough or cold medicines to children under 4, it says. Okay, this can all be found on WebMD. Lots of real good information out there. Okay, calm a dry cough. You may get one with a cold or with a flu, or if you breathe in something irritating like dust or smoke. Medicine that says suppressant helps stop your urge to cough, plus it can give you a better sleep. Cough drops or even hard candy can stop that tickle in the... See, I'm getting one now just thinking about it. So it can stop that tickle in the back of your throat. So don't give the drops to children younger than 4, it says. Best thing to do is talk to your doctor, okay? Because every kid is different. That's just the way it is. Okay, cough medicine and children. Okay, again, they're saying never give this type of medicine to children under 4 years old because it can have serious side effects. Ask your doctor before you give any of these products to children ages 4 to 6. They're safe after age 6. Now, for children 1 and up, try 1/2 to 1 teaspoon. Now, see, I was right about this. So for children 1 and up, try 1/2 to 1 teaspoon of honey to help them to suppress their cough. And kind of let them suck it in a little bit too. And another way you can do is give it to them with a dropper. And I think what they're talking about is it's kind of thick. So maybe with a dropper, put some in a dropper, put it down their throat and let them take it that way. And kind of let it just kind of string into their throat. Okay, number 6 is, will antibiotics stop a cough? We're going to say it says usually no. That's because most coughs are caused by viral infections like colds or the flu, and it usually gets better within a week. Now, antibiotics only work on infections caused by bacteria. So if your cough isn't better after a week, make sure you see the doctor to make sure the cause isn't a bacteria illness like a sinus infection or maybe even pneumonia. If it is, you may need an antibiotic, okay? Okay, number 7. I'm looking to see what time it is, because you know how I start talking to you and I just forget what time it is. Number 7, coughs from allergies and asthma. Okay, now allergies can make you sneeze, cough, or both. I've been doing that a lot. Allergies, you know, if you're on a farm, you're going to get it. Okay, so an antihistamine medicine may help. Some newer ones at the drugstore won't make you sleepy. That's why I don't take anything. Everything makes me sleepy. As a matter of fact, I took something. I'm a little bit sleepy right now. Now, if you're also wheezing, where your breath sounds kind of like whistling, then that's me. You may have asthma. So go see your doctor if that's the deal. Okay, now I'm going to talk to some of my friends right now who smoke. First of all, when you smoke and you're around me, it really makes my asthma light up, okay? So please stop smoking if you possibly can. Okay, smoker's hack. If you light up, chances are you cough, especially in the morning, but it may be a sign of something more serious. Sometimes smoke irritates your airways and causes inflammation that turns into bronchitis. So it could be a warning sign of cancer. Make sure you see your doctor if you're coughing up any blood or if a new cough just doesn't go away after a month. Okay, number 9, what else causes coughs? Okay, if your cough lasts longer than 8 weeks, a number of things could be to blame. Now, ongoing coughs can be caused by acid reflux, and that's a gastrophonia. I can never pronounce that right. It's a reflux disease. You can also hear your doctor call it GERD, G-E-R-D. The coughs can also be a side effect of ACE inhibitors, a kind of a blood pressure medicine. It also be a symptom of whooping cough and maybe even heart failure. You may need medical care for any or all of those, or for all those conditions actually. Okay, when should I call the doctor? Okay, you're like me. You never want to go to the doctor for anything. You're afraid of them. So I'm not afraid of them. I just don't like going. And I got to get out of that. Okay, so don't listen to what I do. Listen to what I say. Okay, because I'm talking to myself as long as I'm talking to you as well. Okay, so I'm preaching to my own self. Okay, when to call the doctor? For long-lasting cough, call the doctor first if you have a deep cough with lots of mucus. Okay. Number 2 is if the mucus is bloody. If you're wheezing, that's when I finally decided to go to the lung specialist. I went to a regular doctor first, and they sent me on the lung specialist because I was wheezing and short of breath, and you have tight chest. Now, you have a fever that doesn't go away after 3 days. You need to go to the doctor. Okay, if your child has the chills of nighttime, coughing, and they have these little fits, like it'll come and it'll go, you need to go. Child needs to go to the doctor. Now, if you're still coughing after 7 days and you're just simply not getting any better, you really need to go to the doctor. Okay, I care about you. I really do. I want to keep you around because you make my day. You make my day. You watch the show. You support our station. You support good values. So, yeah, I'm preaching to you, but I'm preaching to myself, too, on this stuff, okay? Thank you again so much for watching. My name is Donna Feazell, and with Afternoon Drive Home on IC Radio. We are in the town of Geraldine, Alabama. We're your source for news and entertainment. You can also find us on television, channel 182 on Charter Communications, as well as Abundant TV, which is found on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. Thank you so much for watching. You are the apple of my eyeballs. And the reason I do this show, okay, again, thank you so much. Birthday and anniversary and date night club coming up, so make sure you've got your names in for me if you have a birthday coming up, so I can go ahead and put you in the drawing for that. You take care. I love you.